Hi, this is RollWithData, and today in this video we'll be discussing data processing and performing time series analysis on the YouTube dataset. So let's begin. Time series analysis is done on a dataset which includes data which has been collected over the span of several months or for span of several years, so that you can get an analysis and more deep insights about what has been happening since a certain period of time. So first we'll be covering data processing on the dataset, which includes slicing and indexing, in which we first import pandas SPD. Pandas is a library through which we create data frames for storing the datasets and then manipulating and performing operations on the data frames. So we take an object df in which we'll be storing the data frame of our dataset. We'll be passing the values as the object and the columns which we want to insert from the dataset into the data frame. And if we want to perform indexing, in which we'll be assigning roll numbers to the students. This is just for example's sake, as roll numbers are an index to the students in a classroom. The same way indexing is performed on the dataset. And then we'll just say display df and the data frame will be displayed. Now if you want to sort the data frame, you're just simply gonna type df.sort values and you're gonna type the parameter by which you want to sort it. For example, if it consists of a column called weight, you're gonna sort it by equals, and you're gonna pass the parameter in parentheses and square brackets. Square bracket because weight is a string and hence we'll pass it in square brackets. Then we'll be checking the data frame or the data set. If it contains null values, we'll check it by a single condition. If it has null values, then it will show the sum of each column. So this command is df.isNull.sum. And yeah, this is the documentation that I perform after every code. It basically includes all the errors and what warnings I confronted and the solutions to the same. Let's begin. This is the dataset we are going to work with. This is the YouTube dataset that I have procured from one of my YouTube channels. Yeah, so we are in Jupyter Notebook. This is where I will be performing the code. So let's begin. First step to begin with is importing necessary libraries, right? So the libraries we'll be requiring for this time series analysis on the YouTube data are pandas, numpy, and matplotlib. So after that, we're going to be indexing and slicing the dataset. So we'll be storing the CSV read file in which we'll be importing the YouTube dataset CSV file. CSV means comma separated values. Usually we work with either CSV, Excel, or JSON files while performing analysis. And then as we are doing a time series analysis, we'll set the pass dates to true because we are going to pass the dates in the dataset. So then we'll take an object df in which we'll store the data frame from the pandas, in which we'll pass the preset values and then the columns we want from our dataset to be present in the data frame. This is what we call slicing, right? Slicing is basically selecting specific columns that you want to work on and avoiding unnecessary columns so that it gives you more accurate analysis results. So as you can see, we have selected all the columns and yeah, wait a minute. Yeah. And df.head will give us the first 5 entries from the dataset after performing all the above operations. So let's begin. You can either shift enter to run the cell, or you can simply click on run button provided here. After the asterisk turns into the cell number, you'll know that it has imported the necessary libraries. Yeah, so let's run this cell. You'll get to see that we have got the head of the dataset, that is first 5 cells from 0 to 4 entries, including video publish time, views, watch hours, subscribers, impressions, and impressions click-through rate, right? So we'll be moving ahead. Now this is the third command that we'll be performing, that is df.info. When we perform info function on the data frame, it will be giving us the basic information about the data frame, including its size, that is how much columns and entries it has, and other info. Let's see. So here we are getting what is the data type of each column attribute, that is video publish time, has object data type, views has integer, watch time has float because watch time can be in float values, again subscribers impressions as int, and impressions click through rate as float. Yeah, so we get that we have total 6 columns, and range index says that we have 279 entries. Yeah, so there's that. Now, as we have seen in this dataset, the first row includes null values and unnecessary information that we are not going to need for the further analysis. So let's just delete the first row. So I'll be using the index method for deleting the first row. So we say df.drop and we specify the index from which we want to delete the row and click enter. So as you can see, this index 0 row, that is this one, has been deleted from our dataset. And now when you check the df.info, you'll see that we have 278 entries, that is 1 to 278, right? Now we are going to sort our dataset according to our requirement. Right now we want our dataset to be sorted according to the video publish time attribute. So we are going to pass the same in the square brackets and click sort by, and there it is. We get the video publish time sort, and we'll be working with the same dataset. Now we are going to check if our dataset contains any missing values, as we discussed earlier. So no, this dataset doesn't contain any null values, so it printed 0. Now let's see a simple line plot for the time series data that we are trying to analyze, in which we first write this statement in which we include the column that we want to plot and then use the plot function. And if you want various plots to be plotted at the same time in a grid format, then you can use subplots is equal to true, and you can specify the size for the plotting. Yeah, so this is a basic line plot, and these are the corresponding subplots for each of the columns: views, watch time, subscribers, impressions, and impressions click-through rate, respectively. Now, resampling the time series data based on monthly M frequency. If you want to analyze the data based on the month and not on the year, so you'll have to take the methodology in which we assign df.resample m, that is, it will resample the month from the year in our dataset and take its mean and store it in df month. Then we'll be using subplots. We'll be defining what is going to be the size of the subplots, and then while plotting the bar graph, we'll use the axis.bar df month, from which month we want the bar graph to be plotted. That is, we want from 2022 months, so we'll be using df month 2022 colon, and we are not specifying the end limit, so it will take the months from 2022 till date dot index, and then df month dot log loc method, in which we'll be specifying the x-axis and the y-axis. That is, it will print views on y-axis and the months on the x-axis. Width of the bar graph will be 25, and it will align the graph in the center. So let's see how it gets plotted. Yeah, so as you can see, we have got errors. It is a type error, which is only valid with date time index, time delta index, or period index, but got an instance of range index. So let's see what that error means. So type error, this message usually occurs when you try to perform a time-based operation on a data frame or series that does not have a date time index. So it is a special type of index in pandas that is used for time series data and allows for convenient time-based operations. Hence, to fix this error, you need to convert your dates to date time index format, and for that we'll be using toDateTime method on the data frame. So let's fix it. So this is the error, and now we are going to apply the toDateTime function to the data frame, in which we are passing the video publish time as the parameter, like a column. So let's see after running. Yeah, so we have got this updated data set where we have got the index as video publish time and the column video publish time separately. Now there won't be any problem in resampling. So let's run the resampling code, and there we have it, our bar graph, in which, as we can see, that we have taken the mean of the months by resampling and storing it in the df month, and then we have specified the size of the bar graph that we want in subplots, and for finally plotting the bar, we are using the access bar method, passing the df month that we have set, and we have set the month from which year we want to plot the bar graph from, and then we have the df month.log, in which we have set the x-axis and y-axis coordinates, that is the year from 2022 till date, and then we have the views on the y-axis. Then we have set the width to 25, and we have set the bar graph to align in the center. So here's a bar graph of views from 2022 till date. Next, we want to print the unique years that are present in our data set. So for that, we are going to have to use the toDateTime function on the pandas, and then pass the video publish time as the parameter. And for matching the format with the format of the dates in our data set, which is %b, %d, and %Y, which represents or denotes. %b denotes the month in the string format, %d denotes integer date, and %Y denotes 4-digit year. So after that, we'll be using the series method, which prints the unique years and counts the years from the dates present in our dataset, and that's how we'll be printing unique years. So next, we have plotted the months of 2021 year to the subscribers column, and this is the spike that we got in our line plot. We can see the spike in December 21, which goes till January 22. Then we did the same for 2022 against the subscribers, and we can see there is a sudden increase in November 2022, and it goes till January 23. And same for the 23 we did against subscribers, and as 23 year is still going, it plotted against random dates till the February, and this is the plot. So yeah guys, that's all for time series analysis. I hope you found this video useful and probably learned something new. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and comment down below what you liked about this video and what you'd like to see me explain in next video. Till then, bye.